The Spin-off Podcast Network.
This is Kiwi is back for a brand new season with more inspiring kōrero from special guests including rugby player, father and role model TJ Perenara.
My family bring me joy. Rugby brings me joy too, but it's not the same joy as my family brings me.
And global dancer and choreographer Kirsten Dodgen.
For some reason, people think I'm very intimidating.
Listen to the new season of This is Kiwi, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network in collaboration with KiwiBank. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Kia ora, this is Toby Manhire, here to urge you to tune in to Gone by Lunchtime, a podcast with me, Annabelle Lee Mather and Ben Thomas, tackling the world of New Zealand politics, from policy to polling, from scandal to psychodrama. Listen to Gone by Lunchtime, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network, wherever good pods are sold.
I weed whacked the other day.
I just heard I weed and then lost it after that.
Better than hearing I whacked.
Like, because you were like stretching and then said I weed, and I was like, oh no.
That was what was happening with the weed whacker thing, and then I was trying to drink a Coke. Couldn't do it. Splashing everywhere.
I love that it was a Coke.
Kia ora, welcome along to The Real Pod. This is your reality TV recap in real life in New Zealand podcast. How's that?
It's
That
fine.
was great.
No, it wasn't great.
No.
It was fine though.
Sorry.
No,
I
we're
like
just gonna
it.
help
Welcome
each
along to
other.
The Real Pod. Is that better?
Just keep going.
Okay. Let's roll through.
Let's roll through. My name's Jane Yee, joined by Alex Casey in her bedroom, her boudoir, and Duncan Grieve in his office by the looks of things. I'm in my dining room. How's it going, guys?
Can I just say for the people at home, you have the most elaborate mic setup. I've got a phone balanced on a cushion sitting on my bed like an idiot. You look like, as I said off mic, Mariah Carey in the studio.
I'm just laying down some mixes, actually. Just doing some remixes of some of my original works.
Well, don't mind us.
Paul Williams has been making music. Paul Williams of Makes Key Corner fame. He's been making a lockdown EP, I imagine.
It's terrifying, some of the productive things people get up to whilst in lockdown, whereas I'm just baking and eating it all, and I will be rolling out my front door when this is over.
That's productive.
It's productive, but it's not, I don't know, it's not necessarily the best use of my time. There's things I could be doing, cleaning the skirting boards, etc. Speaking of housework, should we get on with it? Do some housekeeping?
Oh, yeah.
Facebook.com/groups/Real Pod Corner. It's popping off there during lockdown. Lots of polls, lots of Wayne Lewis polls, lots of chat, lots of the Cooking Corns group has found its feet again, and that's roaring away as well. So get amongst that. Also, you can find us on Instagram, the Spin-off Podcast Network. I don't want to make any promises, but there might be a live Q&A at some point during lockdown with us three on that very Insta handle. So go follow it.
Are we just going to do like a surprise, like a flash mob out of nowhere?
No, we'll let you know when it's happening. We'll give you some advanced warning so you can make sure that the kids are in bed and you can join in. Okay?
Is it at night?
It'll be it.
Are we going to know when it's happening?
You're not going to know when it's happening. You're not going to know when it's happening. Yeah, you'll know. Don't worry. It's fine. Look, let's talk about that off mic. Today on the show, let's give some context, shall we? We're at it's like 11 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday. The latest locations of interest are St Therese Catholic Church in Mangere East, Revive Vegan Cafe in Auckland, and Western Springs College. So they're the latest ones, and we've got our lockdown extended in Auckland for a week and for the rest of the country until Friday. So that's our timestamp.
Just a week, eh?
just a week. Alex is doing funny glasses.
I'm doing
She's like
glasses
pumping her glasses
wiggle.
up and down. I suppose we should get on to the real news. Should we? Your name already,
Please.
Duncan.
What have we got?
you
Are we
on.
bringing, is this personal real news or has like a pig done something funny in the UK?
Oh, spoiler alert, I think it has to be personal. Anyway, here's real news. Weirdly, not a lot of odd stuff news happening because of the pandemic, because of Delta.
Or is there odd stuff happening and are the animals, and this is sort of related to what Alex and I were talking about off air, are the animals absolutely going at it, so to speak, doing a bunch of strange stuff, no one there to observe it, take shaky smartphone videos and put it on the internet?
That's true. That's exactly what's happening.
The
animals are probably getting up to their best work right now.
I feel like they could be parading down Queen Street. There's all kinds of stuff that could be going on because they've got the stage. The floor is open. The floor is theirs right now.
Wombats are probably pulling out triangles as we speak. Oh God, how is your lockdown going? Let's start with the realistic news. What's happening? Have you gone for a walk yet, Alex?
I have, thank you, Jane. Not once, but twice.
Well done.
I've been going up Mount Eden, loving it. Lots and lots of birds, to your point, Duncan. Very, very confident tui all around the place. It's a wonder to see. Quite a few people not wearing masks, which irks me somewhat. But I do enjoy there's some quite narrow pathways when you go around that mountain, and how people deal with that always cheers me up. Like, there was this slightly older woman who saw us coming towards her and just kind of turned her back to us and just kind of like hugged a tree, like, just to get away. It's strange times. Otherwise, I'm doing all right. I'm barely taking care of myself and having sort of big baby meltdowns. That's how I describe them. Big baby meltdowns. And then Joe's like, have you had breakfast? And I'm like, no. And he's like, have you had any water? I'm like, no. So just sort of very
just the
basic human life stuff I'm going through.
Did you get your water bottle from the office?
Me? This big one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got my big tankard, so don't worry about that.
Mine's still at work, and I reckon I've had like about a small glass of water a day on average, and I'm quite worried about the level of impairment.
Do you have a soda stream?
Yeah.
Got to get that cranking. Got to get those bubbles going.
Is that makes it exciting? Alex, one follow-up question. On your first walk, you saw 0 celebrities. What about your second?
None that presented themselves to me, although I do think that I saw, I don't know his name, who I think may have hosted Lotto, or what was that, the Big Wednesday? That guy, like a youngish guy, I don't know.
Jordan Vandermeer.
I think I saw him.
Okay, he's the auctioneer for like Up Real Estate, right?
Whoa.
He was the auctioneer of this very house that I'm sitting in right now.
What?
That's crazy.
Yeah. I know. So there you go.
They
little
should have
tidbit.
been leading the real news at 6 p.m.
Alex, I'm just like, with you talking about people not wearing masks, I have to admit that I have been on one walk. It was a 5-minute walk to the gas station to get milk. That's the only exercise I've done, apart from mowing the lawns, which is quite a big deal. That was one of my lockdown goals, and I've done that. But I've been on no walks, and the plan was to get up and go on one this morning just so I could say I'd been on a walk during this free podcast. And I didn't. But today's a new day. I'm going to try and get a walk in today.
Today
somewhere.
isn't technically a new day because you didn't do it this morning.
Okay. Right. Well,
Tomorrow is a new day.
Tomorrow's a new day. There's still new days to come, hopefully.
And today will be tomorrow's newspaper.
But on my 5-minute walk to the petrol station, the people that I passed who are wearing masks, it's like I smile at them, which is pointless because I'm wearing a mask. And I don't know, I can't tell the difference between smile eyes and the stink eye when there's no rest of face involved. So I can't tell if people are giving me the stink eye because I'm like maybe walking too close, or if they're smiling at me. I just don't know. I'm lost without these visual cues.
You got to do 2 really big thumbs up. Just
double thumbs
all
up.
the time.
Finger guns?
Yeah. Yeah.
I kind of feel like I can imagine you doing that in your walks, Alex. It's just like aggressively popping them out all the time, just for the absence of any confusion.
Well, I was worried about it when I went out yesterday because I was wearing a cap, really big dark sunglasses and a full mask, and I literally looked like the Invisible Man. Like, it's just like there's no sense of who I mean, to be honest, I was told that I did look like a celebrity undercover. So if anyone thought they saw a Taylor Swift type up Mount Eden, it was just me, guys. Don't worry.
You do know how invisibility works, right? And that just like putting on a hat and putting on a face mask doesn't make you invisible.
That's true. That's a good point.
Unrecognisable, sure.
The rest of me was very much there.
It's quite liberating, though, the face mask and sunglasses. Like, no one's going to accost you or like,
Oh, look.
you know?
As a former TV presenter, I can tell you, I'm loving it. I can walk to the gas station in my Ugg boots and no one's going, hey, look, there's Jackie Brown, you know?
She's fallen on hard times.
What about you in
Have you
Mount
done any-
Albert, Duncan? Have you? I'm not supposed to talk about where people live.
It's okay.
What about,
Just
I
beep
moved to
it.
Mount Albert.
Beep it.
I love it.
Oh.
I'm proud.
have you seen any Mount Albert celebs around?
I saw Paul Brislin.
Who's that?
He's the head of the TUANZ, the Telecommunications Users Alliance of New Zealand, former spokesperson for Vodafone. So
And that was the fold.
yeah, no. Look, Paul Brislin's a good guy. No, I saw Scotty Morrison walking around
That's
holding,
huge.
Oh, yeah, that's
holding his
huge.
child's
That's proper.
hand, and it was just this beautiful vision of modern man. I immediately felt even less adequate than I normally do in my day-to-day.
Hey, so what about CMJ? Colin, the Crown.
I've not seen him.
Have you spotted him?
But I went for a run past his house the other day and I sensed him. So.
That's all you need. I've made 2 banana loaves pizza that we talked about last week, pie clits, upside down pear and ginger cake, limerine pie, and like a day's worth of making lasagna and a bunch of smoothies.
I've seen those lasagnas on our private Slack communication system. They looked bloody great.
Really
yeah,
good.
really good. It's a shame you're vegetarian though.
Yep. But I'd probably just eat it.
COVID does not discriminate. I've seen there's like 2 vegan places that have popped up now, by the way. Nobody's safe. Nobody.
And Nando's, 2 Nando's places.
2 Nando's now.
It's a shocker.
I mean,
Did-
COVID's just got no respect, no boundaries.
What are the rules with talking about the celebrities that are currently having to isolate? Because I know that this is a serious time, but I do think it's very funny that Marcus Lush is isolating now because he went to Denny's with his with his 2 hours that he had in Auckland.
I think it's fine when it's been reported.
Again, yeah, we're just reporting the facts as a news source for many. The facts, right?
And their whole own organisations have reported it. Like Mark Richardson, Hillary Berry,
Yeah.
you know, they've
Jeremy
done
Wells.
Jeremy Wells as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think weirdly, I think he was at Spark like for another event the following night.
Oh,
Huh?
no, are you thinking Jeremy Corbett?
Oh, is it Jeremy Corbett?
I think it's Corby.
Brutal.
Oh well, same, aren't they?
No, but it does show you how much crazy bank those hosts make by night, sneaking out and moonlighting as for the Mitre 10 awards and so on. Hillary Berry, I must, because she did the journalism awards one year and she was amazing, but I just figured that she was too expensive for us, but obviously not too expensive for Mitre 10.
Do you know what I reckon? I reckon that for every celebrity who goes into isolation who's delivering the news or some kind of essential media service, they should pluck someone out of the general population to take their place and deliver this you know, the essential news.
That's the best idea you've had in a long, long time.
Whoa, that's
Copyright the Spin-Off Podcast Network.
it's both rough and nice at the same time. Look, real news. The realist of news is that, in speaking of COVID not discriminating, is that tomorrow night we were supposed to be going to the Celebrity Treasure Island launch event, and I don't want to speak out of school, but I heard there were going to be like performers. Like it was going to be a big thing.
Performance.
It's going to be a big old thing. Some sort of performance and things, and I don't know.
What will they think of next?
I don't know, but I was so there for it. I was so excited about this one. It was the perfect arrangement. It was like right at work finishing time, about 30 metres from our work doorstep, so we could just like close the laptop, wander down, not having to Uber anywhere or anything.
Perfection.
Just the convenience of it was amazing, as well as the huge star power. Also, on Friday, we were invited to a luxury cinema screening of the first episode, which we can't go to as well.
There could have been so much free stuff for me to steal.
I know.
Because you know there would be popcorn at those screenings. And you know at that party they would have fresh fruit everywhere like last time. And I took like a melon, a coconut, and like all these bananas home. All this lovely roughage for Joe. And now we have almost no fruit in the house.
And we've never needed roughage more than we do right now.
It's actually
and
really
when we
true.
went to the Bachelor screening at the little cinemas, you stole a whole lot of candles that people left. When I say steal, people left them behind, right? They were promo candles that were left on seats. And
they weren't just promo candles. They were Akoya.
They were Akoya candles.
You are not leaving an Akoya candle on a seat and not expect me to take it.
That's big bucks. Like you could start a new industry, a new business.
Really big bucks. So who knows? Who knows?
Do we have any
what's
extra
going
real
on?
news?
Also, isn't it Alex Casey's birthday this week?
Yeah, on Saturday.
I'm turning 30 on Saturday the 28th of August, and I'm trying to figure out what to do that isn't cry or just kind of mope around.
I think it's pause. I think you have to delay the festivities. Like, this can't be like your going away party from the spin-off where it just never happened, you know?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I was sort of dreading having a real life event, to be completely honest. And I had my birthday in lockdown last year too. And as you'll remember, I did that fantastic quiz. And my mum did a Scotland round, and it was very jovial. And I may do something like that again. I may try and get some celebrities, perhaps a Mark Richardson type, to step in isolation to host my Mitre 10 birthday.
Duncan Garner is suddenly free.
True. And I'm sure he loves us.
When are the block auctions?
The blocktions are real soon. They're not happening. They keep talking about them as if they're happening, but they're not happening.
We have some
Crazy.
lines of inquiry in with her.
Okay. Keep
Copyright
us
the
posted.
spin-off. No one else can
Copyright.
report that story.
We did have a funny little bonus episode that popped up last week of The Real Pod. Perhaps there'll be another one this week. Again, I don't want to make any promises. It's going to be what will be. It's lockdown lunacy. I have not found a skerrick of real news, except for what I did do last night was I spent quite a bit of time on the Guinness World Records Instagram, which is quite a treat. There are records for some really wacky shit out there.
What did you find?
Seriously. It's not about the fastest man to run a certain, or build something a certain amount high or anything like that. I found like the largest human mattress dominoes chain, where like people were like standing with their backs on mattresses and holding onto the mattresses and then dominoing back onto each other.
Whoa.
I love that. I do
And
that.
what else? There was a woman who broke the record for eating 15 Ferrero Rochers in the fastest time. That was hard to watch, got to tell you. It was poor. Felt like she was going to chuck a lot. She also did the most marshmallows eaten in a minute. There's a loudest burp one, which, Duncan, I know you'd appreciate, seeing as you carry around a loudness meter on your phone and test the loudness of things wherever you go. And this one's wacky. Most jumps holding onto a pole while someone else drops down that pole. So
What?
so you imagine a pole, just a big old pole, and you kind of clung to it like a monkey, and then there's someone above you who slides down, and you've got to jump off and jump back onto the pole as they slide down. But not only do you have to do that, you have to do that the most number of times, more than anyone else.
I think we
It's
can
gone too
make it.
far.
I think it has gone
Let's
too
just
far.
make anything up,
Did you check in on the status of the loudest crunch, which was held by our own Art Green?
No.
I witnessed it.
No.
The loudest
You wrote about
crunch of an apple. I wrote about it. I was at Roundhead Studios and I was very uncomfortable.
Why were you uncomfortable?
Because no one knew who I was and I was just standing there and there were obviously no other journalists there to report on this momentous thing. But it was kind of crazy. There were like 4 or so Guinness like official record people and they wear like a proper little outfit and stuff. Like it's a full thing just to wait for Art Green to just take one single bite of an apple.
Do you rate Art Green as an apple cruncher, or is it simply that no one else has ever thought to do this as a record before?
Well, it was like a promo because they had these new extra crunchy apples or whatever. So I would wager that anyone could have done it.
I disagree.
I don't know if
He does have quite a big mouth, which I guess is like good for the bite.
there are biggest mouth people as well, like biggest gaping mouth records. There was this one kid in a dentist
Biggest
chair, and they're like
gaping
sticking
mouth.
entire like cans of soda into his mouth. It's madness. Excuse me while I eat some of the lemon meringue pie I made last night.
Lil Kim once
Okay.
rapped about that.
My lemon meringue pie.
No, the make a Sprite can disappear in my mouth. Anyway, that's lewd.
Whoa. I've also, this isn't real news. Joe and I have been working on trying to figure out what we think is the funniest food of all time. And I think I've settled on it. And so this is a food, the food cannot be self-aware. Like it cannot be like those little smiling potato things. It can't be like a purposefully comedic food. It has to be pure of heart. Mm-hmm. For my money, I think it's the tins of spaghetti with little sausages in them.
Oh my god.
Do those still exist?
Yeah, surely.
I thought that there was like some big tragedy recently and they got rid of the little sausages.
Well, this is a big story.
No,
this
I'm
is
not.
developing news.
Unless it's this fake memory syndrome.
There's also the little meatballs. Don't forget
Yeah, but
about the
they're
little
not
meatballs.
funny.
They're not funny.
No, the little sausages are funny, especially because there's only like 2.
Yeah.
There's
This is
2
the
in the whole thing.
I would love the data on number of sausage, size of sausage, and fullness of can from back in my day. Because I was
Did they used to be juiced up with sauce?
mate, they were like popping at the top just when you open the can, and they were mega sausages. They were like your thumb. Now they're like barely like the top widget of your little finger. Also, speaking of things which have shrunk unconscionably, Pringles. Pringles are a joke now.
Before you move on to the jokey Pringles, you'll be pleased to know spaghetti with sauce still available. Carry on with your Pringles.
Well, no, but what about beans with sauce?
Beans with sauce. Is that what you were talking about?
Well, maybe. Anyway,
No, I was talking about spaghetti because spaghetti is. I mean, beans are funny because of
musical fruit.
yeah.
Beans with sauce also still available.
Okay. Anyway, so
But
back
yes,
to
Pringles have shrunk.
They're tiny.
They
They
are.
are tiny. It's
What?
really, you can't get your hand in.
You can't get your hand in. They just all go to, because the you know what's not tiny, you know what's the exact same size? The frickin' tube is the same size. It's dishonest.
They're just rattling around in there, aren't they?
Which
Which leads to more breakage as well.
That's right. That's exactly
That's
right.
not acceptable. It's not acceptable.
Mr. Pringle, if you're
but yeah,
listening,
good.
I'm irked.
Good shout on the spaghetti with sauce. I can't think of a funnier food. Just jazzing up your spag with some lovely sauce, you know? Should we get into reality check?
I have one more thing to say about funny foods that may or may not be discontinued. If anyone knows out there the status of sizzlers with cheese in the middle, because I also think that is a funny food.
But that's just the sizzler.
No,
All the rest of them are just derivations of the classic with cheese. So
no, there's a classic sizzler, sans cheese, and that's classic sizzler. Surely.
that's not the classic sizzler.
The-
I
in the
think it's
red
one with
packet.
cheese. Well, yeah, but like otherwise that's just a sausage. Do you know what I mean?
Good news. They are still available.
Thank God.
Yeah. Otherwise,
And
why would you even buy
better
the brand?
news, you can get them double cheese.
Double cheese.
Yeah,
crazy.
so it's double cheese. $4.50 at your local Countdown.
What about vegetarian sizzlers? Does that exist?
Copyright the spin-off 2021. Right, let's have a break and then we'll come back and do reality check. Stretching, everyone, stretching.
Kia ora koutou katoa. Te Aihe Butler here, podcast manager at The Spinoff. As we find ourselves navigating a new outbreak and lockdown, everyone here at The Spinoff remains committed to bringing you quality independent journalism, which, of course, includes our coverage of COVID-19. It's not an exaggeration to say we couldn't do this work without the generous support of our members. So, if you'd like to help us keep Aotearoa informed, please visit thespinoff.co.nz/members for more details and to donate today.
I have 4 weeks to decide I'm going to drop my entire philosophy.
I am disgusted at how much you have copied my husband.
Just fine. I don't even know you.
We're back. This is Reality Check and we're talking about the Block NZ. Funnily, in whose garage was it? It was Dylan and Keegan. They built a gym just in case we end up in lockdown again, which was timely because here we are.
When Duncan and I visited, we can now talk about the garages freely, which is very exciting. But someone had been using those kettles, like that gym was being used. I don't know who's staying there, but they were getting gains.
Yeah,
Surely
that's
Art
what
Green. If there are kettles just sitting around, Art Green's on them, isn't he?
That's true. That's how you know he's visited.
Yeah. This was. I didn't watch the week as per normal, so I missed Block Stars. Did either of you watch it?
No.
No, Duncan, you didn't. You promised you were going to.
I didn't promise. I sort of strongly hinted.
Okay, but you didn't. I mean, from what I saw in the recaps, it's just I hate Block Stars so much. It just looks so awkward and horrible. And that song that Megan Dan sang just broke my brain. And that was just seeing it in 5-second recaps. Couldn't cope. Kind of glad I missed it.
I
But
did like how Meg
love-
seemed to have a total meltdown about doing Block Stars. I really enjoyed. I didn't enjoy that. I felt for her, but I liked seeing someone really freak out about doing something real stupid.
It was a real freak out. Like that was not staged.
Extremely relatable. Extremely relatable. I would hate to do Block Stars. I also found it extremely relatable when she lost the plot about the bench not being wiped down, not being cleared. And she's like, well, it's not being judged, but they're going to walk through.
Meg and Dan, I really like them. The way that they don't hide their marital stresses under a bushel in the show. Like
That's the Bible verse, right?
No. Yeah.
I love Garage and Laundry Week. I'm actually a really big fan. I like practical things, and I definitely have a favourite garage. Do you guys have a fave?
Yes. Should we go say it at the same time, like we did the clap?
Okay. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Illuminati.
The Illuminati. The garage
Chippy!
was great. I love Chippy.
I'm just going insane yelling Chippy now.
There are 2 ways you can put a bit of art directly onto your garage wall. One is Chippy, mwah, beautiful. The other is that wood pigeon, which I'm sure like talented and all that, but what the heck? You don't want that in your garage? That's so weird.
It's definitely a choice. Although it reminded me actually, which I said to Duncan at the time, this is completely unconfirmed, but I have reason to believe, can I say this? I don't know, that Helen Clark has a giant mural of herself in her garage.
I think you can definitely say that.
But I think it might have even been in a dream. Like, I don't know if that's true. I'm pretty sure Don Rowe has seen it, which makes me also think, why has Don Rowe been in Helen Clark's garage?
Hey, I've got there's a giant portrait of me that was done when I was at C4. An artist did a whole bunch of, I don't know why he painted me, but he did 2 of me, and they got sold at a charity auction. One got sold, one didn't. Apparently someone in Paratai Drive bought one of me, and I don't know who it is.
Gilda.
But someone, maybe Gilda. I feel like probably not. And then the other one just sat around dusty in his attic for a while, and then he was like, yo, do you want it? I'll sell it to you for cheap. And I was like, sure. So I bought it for next to nothing, and I hate it. When I say I hate it, it's amazing artwork, but I don't want to see a weird perspective of me with a giant nose. So I gave it to Mum and Dad, and now it hangs in their house, and it's extremely strange to go around to Mum and Dad's house and have a big portrait of myself there.
I love
That's
that.
all.
I want to see a pic of that. You could show everyone maybe at the Instagram Live, Jane.
Okay, I will. I will do that. Okay, anyway, garage work. You say goodbye to Maddie. She's gone. And
Does that mean the rib has
back on board.
healed?
Do we know why
Presumably.
she's gone? Because I don't think the rib has healed, and it sort of, they didn't make it quite clear why she had to go. It just felt like she had to go.
I definitely saw footage of Keegan digging some of that trench with Dylan. So presumably that means that he's, well, if he's well enough to do that, then they don't need Maddie around anymore, That trench, by the way, 27 metres long, 40 centimetres deep. They weren't digging 40 centimetres deep. I don't know if I should tell them. It's not going to be deep enough what they were digging. Probably only about 5 centimetres, 10 at best.
Oh, no, Jane,
Duncan
you've got to
looks-
tell them.
Do I have to tell them?
I think you should tell them,
I'll tell them after this. The give and take this week was like art to put up in your garage. Tim and Artie gave Dylan and Keegan a black and white portrait of naked Tim.
Beautiful.
It was a stunning portrait. I wonder about the old bare bum on the couch thing in terms of resale.
Oh my God. I never thought about that. You're so right, Alex.
It's fine if it's your couch and it's your home. Do whatever you want.
Your bum.
He looks so clean.
He did. He probably, fresh for a shower. We don't know that he wasn't sitting on something. He might have pulled out a tea towel. But then does the tea towel stay in the house as well? Oh, this is like can of worms, can of sausages.
Bury it in the trench.
I looked really closely, and I don't think there was anything between the bum and the couch.
Anyway, they stuck that in the cupboard quite cleverly. Good way to hide it, but still be able to enjoy it in the privacy of your own home. What else? Dylan and Keegan gave them some rocks all piled up on top of each other. Quite nice art. I feel like it's the kind of thing that you'd see in an art gallery and go, beautiful, There was sorry, Duncan. Duncan's done a, probably not face, because he knows art and I don't.
No, I don't. I absolutely don't. I just like the shot of Tim. But but I thought there was a good kind of local thing. It was the Punakaiki rock, which is a West Coast thing, which is all there for. It's nice.
But it was also not a hard thing to put into your garage and for it to not look super crazy. Whereas that herringbone wood thing was yuck. And the most yuck was that little home, live, laugh, love.
So bad.
What was it? What?
Duncan loves it.
I didn't love it, but I felt like I got unfairly maligned. Like it wasn't like they were deliberate. I thought they just ran out of time and did something a bit slapdash, but it wasn't like they were deliberately trying to ruin the room. That's what I felt like.
No,
I mean, to
but
be fair, if you hung it in the middle of a giant white art gallery, it would probably move me to tears right now. That thing that says home.
That's the thing, and it had like the full stop at the start of it. It's a bit unconventional. Could be like .home is like a new domain, subdomain, bloody domain thing that people are getting the big bucks for. I mean, the point is that they really ragged on Connie and Rach for that, and in the scheme of just terrible stuff that happens on the block routinely, I didn't think it even rated.
Oh, look, I hated it. I hated it because it reminds me of the words that get, and sorry to anyone who has these, but the words that you put up like over the dining table, eat, or, it's the live, laugh, love.
Yeah, but that's
kind of
everywhere.
aesthetic.
That's the whole New Zealand aesthetic. Like, what are we supposed to do? Like, just burn down all 4
Yes.
batches?
Yes, yes, Duncan, yes, drastic measures. Step it out, go hard and go early. Okay. I actually thought Connie and Rachel's garage was just pretty crap. That kids' basketball hoop was doing nothing for me as well. I just thought that was just like a useless afterthought. The judges thought that it was had a nice cleaning cupboard, and that there was no workshop option. Now, is that a big deal to you guys?
Oh, me and my workshops, Jane.
You know what? Can I show you? I'm going to put something into our chat right now, and it's going to blow you away. Look at this. This my garage.
Oh my God, is that
weekend.
yours?
Yeah.
Whoa, Tamla,
Took that on the
that's so
weekend.
Taylor.
That looks just like one of my puzzles that I've got. That's amazing.
This is crazy.
Okay, you guys can't see this, but
what
there's...
do you whittle upon? what do you work on?
That's
You've got a vice
bench.
there?
Yeah.
There's an old...
what are you doing on this bench?
Jesus. Like, what did I do? I mean, I put up a basketball hoop over the weekend. I had to do lots of
Wow.
bolting and what have you with that.
There's a tape deck.
I'm not
You got a
good. I'm
tape
very
deck there?
self-taught. Yeah, that came with the place. That's very cute. But yeah, love it.
Pool noodle. I love this. There's a classic cat carrier in the garage.
Oh, don't look too close. There's probably something weird in there.
There's a whole lot of sawdust caught in cobwebs in the top left if you look carefully.
It does
but
look like
yeah,
an
that's
spy,
cool.
doesn't it?
Yeah, I love it a lot, and I'm a big fan of tinkering myself. I've never made anything useful at all, but I love the idea of workshop. I want to know if, as people who've actually visited these garages, is there any like parking, off-street parking apart from the garages? Like, is there a little parking spot out the front of the house? So,
No.
if you've got your car in there, is there enough room to be able to do all the other things?
Yeah.
You can still whittle, and you can still
Unless you've got two
work out.
cars.
Can you work out? You still do your workout?
Work out
big
and
mirror?
whittle. I think you probably have to choose one.
But as long as you've only got one car in your garage, then you can do essentially anything. They're roomy garages for sure.
Okay, that's all right then. I just distinctly remember there was one, I think it might have been Meadowbank, where it was like one car garages, and to the point that like I'm not even sure you could do your washing if the car was in the garage. God, that really brought the house down, didn't it? Okay.
It's not good.
Alex just drank 1.5 litres of water.
I'm suddenly like insanely thirsty. Like there is just nothing will quench my thirst. Another funny thing from Connie and Rachel's garage is I believe that is a place where Duncan said, and I quote, "Is the ball sack embargoed?" Because as you recall, next to the child's basketball hoop, they also had a big old kind of
Sack of
Ball
balls.
sack.
big sack of balls. That's all you can call it.
Dylan and Keegan had a very simple, as we mentioned, they had the gym, but they had a very simple garage apart from that. It had a giant mirror, which was great for for being a musician in front of, according to Anne Louise. If you play an instrument, you need a mirror. News to me. Is it for rock star posing? Like, why else would you need a mirror as a musician, except for to like practice your on-stage persona?
I want to know what Anne Louise does in her spare time, eh? I want to know everything about Anne Louise.
I really love her a lot.
She's actually a profile.
Yeah.
Damn it. Copyright.
Write that down.
No one else could possibly ever had the idea of profiling a host from a TV show.
No. My special idea. I'm a special girl.
So original.
The laundry in this, the issue I have with this garage is the laundry was very small, and I think Lauren and Chris commented on that and thought that it wasn't big enough for a family, and Anne Louise disagreed. She thought it was plenty adequate. I dream of a separate laundry room with a bench to like put all my bits on, all my nappies in, and I dream of that. And I think that Lauren and Chris are right. I'm disagreeing with Anne Louise for the first time. Definitely not big enough for a family.
Did you have that in Sandringham or Los Angeles?
No, in Los Angeles, my washer and dryer were in the pantry. Weird. And in Sandringham, I had like a separate little nook, but it didn't have any bench space. Yeah. But when I lived out in Hobsonville, I had a whole fucking room. I had a laundry room.
That was a massive house.
Incredible. It was incredible.
That was like the Army General's house, though, wasn't it? There was some kind
It was
of...
it was an officer's house.
Had to get
It was
through
the Army
whole...
General.
The whole brigadier's bloody... whole platoon's worth of uniforms or something.
Yeah,
Great
exactly.
house.
No, it was great. It was great, but I didn't enjoy living out there. No offense to anyone who lives out in Hobsonville. Anyway, so I'm really into laundry. Really big time into practical things.
What else
And I
about
think
Jane?
what else about me? Who did have a good laundry?
Meg and Dan had that real fancy
They had a fridge.
hangy uppy, dry your clothesy, chambery thing. Which I don't
No,
actually know
that
if
wasn't. Was that Meg and
it
Dan?
not?
No, I think that was Timinati.
No.
Yeah,
I think
no,
it
they
was Meg
did.
and Dan.
I've got
the-
hanging rack, pegboard, workbench, decent laundry,
no,
and I
no,
like
no.
that.
Not the hanging rack, the sort of ironing closet.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. Did they
Magic-
show that?
Yeah. It
No,
just
missed it.
magically irons your clothes by sort of steaming them or something. I really want one of those. That looks sick.
Oh, right. You just like hang your clothes up inside and it creates something. It's like a
Magic.
clothes sauna. Clothes
It's like
sauna.
a clothes sauna.
you could
It's
stand in
magic.
that after a shower.
Get all your wrinkles
That's
out.
amazing. Oh, they should have won. I didn't realise. I completely missed that. Not enough PowerPoints anywhere, and I think that's fair. Though PowerPoint's probably not that expensive to put in, right? That's definitely something you can do after the fact. So don't let that put you off buying any of these houses, guys. Yes, right. I think that's kind of all to say. I don't know. Have we
Big
talked
win for
any?
Timinati. Timinati
Big
coming
win.
home strong because they would have won
Big
last
win.
week if they hadn't done a silly.
The boys played a -1 on Meg and Dan, and then Meg and Dan played an undo, and then Timinati played an undo on their undo, which was nice, and so all went back to 0. And they ended up winning with 27 points, and
Go the boys.
that's great.
Go the
Yay
boys.
for the boys. Did anything
happy
else
for them.
interesting happen in this episode?
No.
Oh,
I just
Literally
wrote
nothing.
Undoing the undo I liked, just because it sounded like Dr. Seuss or something. That's the only thing that I wrote down the whole time.
I found it really
briefly-
refreshing to see Dylan and Keegan just mooching around with an hour to go. Like, that was really nice to not see them in panic stations. Just a
I
nice
just
little
love
difference,
Keegan.
point of difference.
I love everyone in this season, really. I mean, I'm sort of frightened of Connie and Rach, but I feel like they'd be fun to have a beer with, talk about the army days.
Yeah.
What were you going to say before, Alex?
No, I was just going to say before we go, Kit, do you want to make a call about who's going to win Love Island tonight? Because this will probably go out after the finale.
Oh, God, is it tonight?
It is.
Okay, I'm going to say Liam and Millie. That's not who I want to win necessarily. That's who I reckon might win.
I think you're probably right, but I also am going to put all my eggs in Chloe and Toby's basket. Lovable couple.
I love Chloe and Toby.
Really funny.
My
He's been on a
face.
journey. He's a footy lad. I hope they win.
I hope they win too, but I feel like it's going to go to Millie and Liam. Okay, great. That's a podcast. Again, probably the only way to describe it. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you to TI here for recording and editing. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Duncan. Thank you, Corns. We'll see you probably again at some stage this week. Take care, look after each other, but not too close. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Kia ora, I'm Duncan Grieve, founder of The Spinoff. You can help us keep all of The Spinoff's award-winning journalism free for everybody by becoming a member today at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
Kia ora e te iwi, Te Aihe Butler here, podcast manager at The Spinoff. If you enjoy listening to our podcasts, consider supporting our mahi by signing up to become a Spinoff member at thespinoff.co.nz/donate. The Spinoff Podcast Network.